So, Jazz Chisholm Jr. might be getting suspended for using a phone and tweeting during a game. I'm not joking, that actually happened. All of this came after he got ejected. And I hate to say it, but Tim Anderson's days in Major League Baseball could be coming to an end. He's been so bad, and the Angels shortstop is almost back. The A's, they're quite literally building an offense that would rival the Avengers. This kid has 9 home runs. Brett Baty is trying to pull a Spencer Torkelson and mash his way back into people believing that he's not just a 4A player and he stinks in Major League Baseball, but he's way too good for AAA. Oneil Cruz, he's just casually on pace for baseball's first ever 40-80 season, and Corbin Carroll, he finally turned on the Jets. I was worried about whether or not he was going to be stealing bases this year. He could have had 4 stolen bases yesterday, but his teammate ruined the 4th one. So we'll talk about all of that and more in today's recap, and you guys know the drill. Use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek, Underdog Fantasy, blah, blah, blah. But today, I want to shout myself out. I never do this, but did you guys know almost 40% of you who watch this video are not subscribed yet? 40%. So all I ask is, let's try and set a single-day record for most subscribers in one day on this channel. I don't know if that's 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, but let's bring down that 40% just a little bit, huh? All right. Enjoy the recap. So let's keep it 100% honest. If you're a newer baseball fan and you've been paying attention to the Mets chatter over the last week or two, you probably would have thought they're like 10 games under 500. Like straight up the plot of Chicken Little, the sky is falling in Citi Field. No, they're 12-7. Mark Vientos, he's finally running into baseballs, his first of the year. And I don't know if it's happening, but Brett Baty out of nowhere now has back-to-back games or multiple base hits in his last few games. He has 2 RBIs on that swing. And here's another RBI. Francisco Lindor bloops one in. He then did his thing. Not only did he drive in a run the normal way, but after he got into a rundown, he was saying, go to Tyrone Taylor. He's basically coaching on the base paths. Oh, man. He then tried to make a crazy play on defense. He stops it, but it's Brendan Donovan. The baseball gods have been on this guy's side all season long. He's got a 13-game hit streak, and he leads Major League Baseball in base hits. And I think the Mets have kind of fixed Griffin Canning. Maybe not fixed all the way yet, but he had 8 strikeouts over 6 innings, just a 1 run on 3 base hits. The walks are up. That's why I say not fixed yet, but the strikeouts are up as well, so maybe it'll balance out. I don't know. Edwin, Mr. Sugar, he's got 5 saves on the year. The Mets bullpen combined for 0 base hits the final 3 frames, and I do have to talk about the elephant in the room. Juan Soto, he went hitless again. He's 3 for his last 30 or something like that. A couple of those base hits were home runs, but the Mets keep on winning. Yeah, they're only 20th in team OPS, but again, Juan's not doing a lot of damage. Their pitching staff has been the story of the year for them. They have the best team ERA in all of baseball. That's without Sean Manaea. That's without Frankie Montas. I don't know, maybe Frankie Montas is going to ruin that because he's not been very good lately, but again, Juan Soto's not doing anything, and the pitching has gone crazy. So imagine what's going to happen to that offense if Pete keeps it up and Juan breaks out and the pitching holds up. The Mets are going to be a 90-95 win team pretty easily. Before we show Jazz's ejection and possible suspension or maybe a big-time fine, the Angels, they're really going through it lately. Soler, he did find some grass. It's 1-0 Halos, but the lead was quickly taken away on an Adoli sac fly. Then Leote, he laced a double with the bases loaded. So 2 are going to score. They tried to get cute. Higgy, he wanted to score all the way from first base for a 3rd run, but he's thrown out. The 24-year-old starter for the Angels, Jack Kohanowitz, I think that's how you say it. He's getting rocked. He's got 14 earned runs in 20 innings. He's given up 4 home runs, only struck out 10. El Bombe, he's back on track. Before the season, he said that he was going to hit 50. I don't think that's going to happen unless he goes on a crazy El Bombe run. He's got 3 home runs. Luis Rengifo, he did tag Kumar Rocker for a 2-run knock, but that did not phase Kumar at all. He locked back in. He retired the final 7 guys he faced to go a career-high 7 innings on just 78 pitches. 58 of those 78 were thrown for strikes. Seager, he has 100 home runs as a Ranger, his 4th of the season. He had 104 home runs and a 131 OPS plus as a Dodger. He has 100 home runs and a 144 OPS plus as a Ranger. What are his chances of making the Hall of Fame? Because he's not going to have 3,000 base hits, but he's in the conversation for the best offensive shortstop of all time. Robert Garcia, that's his first save. Kumar Rocker, his first big league win. The Rangers are 12-7. Another kind of elephant in the room discussion super quick. The Angels have lost 4 games in a row. They're bottom 5 in OPS, and they've been striking out like crazy over the last week. Now, Zach Neto is nearing a return, so what does this mean for Tim Anderson? Is he done in baseball? Because he's probably going to get dropped. He's only batting 171 this year, and since 2023, he has a 49 OPS plus and a negative. Emphasis on negative. Negative 3.3 WAR. Is TA7's time in baseball done? Let me know. Last game before we talk about the Yankees contest, because I just want to talk about Tim's old team. It's crazy how far from grace the White Sox have fallen. They went from perennial World Series favorites by the sports media because they had Giolito, Cease, Rodon, Eloy, TA7, all of the other guys. Now in 2025, everyone's gone. They're 4-14 after getting bodied by the A's. You just saw Lawrence Butler and Jacob Wilson with back-to-back doubles, an easy first run. Lawrence, I guess he wanted another extra base hit. 415 feet since last July. Lawrence is batting .301 with 22 home runs and 18 stolen bases in 92 games. JJ Bleday, have yourself a day. I love saying that. That is a 2-run home run for RBIs 9 and 10 on the season. Speaking of nines, Tyler Soderstrom, this kid has 9 home runs, a lefty laser beam between Soderstrom looking like Barry Bonds and Jacob Wilson looking like if Luis Rise actually had some power. That's his second RBI double. He's batting .340. And also Brent Rooker waking up like, guys, I gotta keep it real. The A's are building a literal juggernaut offense. They are top 10 in everything. And again, they have a top prospect by the name of Kurtz coming up who could do some damage as well. I didn't even have a chance to show off JP Sears' 6 scoreless, but I kind of feel bad for Sox fans, so we're just going to move on. All right, let's see why Jazz might get fined or possibly even suspended for a game or two. The Yankees are the away team at their own spring training stadium. Ben Rice, he moved Goldie to third base, so he's scoring, talking about Goldie on this Aaron Judge single up the gut. Now, staying with Judge, this is the most disrespectful attempt at a first to third advance I've ever seen. That's Aaron Judge. I mean, he was basically rounding second base when Judge fielded it. He's one of the best defensive right fielders ever, and he still has a catapult attached to the right side of his body. Anyways, the Rays, they ended up tying it on a sac fly, and Junior Caminero went yard again. It doesn't matter if he's pulling it or going the other way. It's going to get crushed regardless. The 21-year-old is now hitting .316 with 5 home runs his last 9 games. Here's Jazz clutching up on defense before he got ejected. He ended the Rays threat with a double play, and as Waldo, he brought it back to a 1-run game. That's his first of the year. Bellinger, I'm just going to show this real quick. It's now tied 3-3 on an RBI fielder's choice. Here's another RBI fielder's choice. Jason put the Yankees back in front. It's 4-3. Ben Rice is now up with 2 outs, and this is what Juan Soto was talking about. You cannot just work around Ben Rice to load the bases because Aaron Judge is up next. That is a 2-run knock. Ben had 4 base hits. He's batting .317 with a .203 OPS. All right, here's the Jazz thing. He didn't like that call right there, but that was painted from Mason Montgomery. He works it to a 3-2 count. Okay, that one was a ball. Jazz, he's barking, then he's yelling, he's getting held back by Aaron Boone. Now, I'll show this super quick before we talk more about Jazz. Devin Williams, he now has 4 saves after a 6-pitch 9th inning. The Yankees are 12-7, but again, Jazz was not done. He went directly to the clubhouse. He tweeted, "That's not even effing close," or something like that, and he deleted it pretty quick because he realized he just tweeted during the game, "You are not allowed to use electronic devices during a game." I'm pretty sure that's an automatic 1-game suspension or maybe a big-time fine, because I do remember when Rodolfo Castro, he wasn't even using his phone, but on a head-first slide at third base, his phone fell out of his pocket. He forgot that it was in his pocket, and he was suspended for a game. So I feel like Jazz, considering it was about the umpire and during the game, and it was on a phone, electronic device, yeah, he's probably going to get suspended. Now, I almost went to the Mariners game after we showed the A's game because someone in this game hit their 8th home run. No, not Austin Hayes, but he's looking like old Austin Hayes. Like, I'm talking all-star starter from 2023 Austin Hayes. Luke Raley? Nah. Nuke Raley. He resets the score on his first of the season. Ellie, he got beat by a squibbler. Like, if you've never had this happen, that ball had some crazy topspin, and I don't know if I would have called that an error, but it is the big leagues. You do have to make that play. Both teams, they traded sac fly, so I'm going to skip to this JP Crawford double. He extends the Mariners lead by 2. What? Oh my. Jake the Rake Fraley. That is a go-ahead grand slam. It is 7-5 Reds. But wait, didn't someone hit their 8th home run? Yeah. Cal now has 8 home runs, 6 his last 6 games, and Randy goes back-to-back. He's having a crazy, weird start to 2025 because he's only batting .212, right? But he has 4 home runs, 6 stolen bases, 16 walks. That's a .381 on base. Now, this game did need extras. No chance on this play. JP, he placed it perfectly. Dylan Moore scores. Randy, he's coming up clutch again. He's got 14 RBIs. So, yes, he's only hitting .212 on the year, but because he's Randy, he's hitting .310 in high leverage situations because, of course, he is. The Mariners are now over 500. They're 10-9, and that's because they've won 7 of their last 10. The Diamondbacks are also now 7-3 over their last 10, and Corbin Carroll, he finally turned on the Jets for the first time this year, and it's kind of because he got bailed out. So that was a drop third strike. He gets to first base safely, and he better send the Miami Marlins catcher a thank you card because he's on first base. The guy dropped the pitch, so that's a stolen base, and this one was 100% on Edward Cabrera. He took way too long to throw that pitch. So now his catcher Brantley has no chance to throw out Corbin. Back-to-back stolen bases. So Corbin literally stole a run. He scores on a Geraldo Perdomo sac fly. Pavin the Punisher. I got to stop with the nicknames. But Pavin Smith has 3 home runs. He's batting .404 with an NL best 1.236 OPS. Pavin hit a ball like 18 feet outside a couple innings later. So Geraldo's going to try and score, and he does. So an RBI double for Pavin. Corbin, he made contact this time. That is an RBI single, and you guessed it. Now he's off for the races, his 3rd of the day, and actually he would have had 4, but Geraldo Perdomo put it in play. It's an RBI single instead of a 4th stolen base. Like, why didn't you just let him steal and then hit the single? It just seemed like it was going to happen regardless. Corbin, he's batting .321 with 6 home runs, 4 stolen bases. You know who else has 4 stolen bases? Josh Naylor. I don't know how that's even a thing, but he goes 417 feet for his 4th home run. The Marlins, they made a little comeback, but J Mart, he threw 102 to end that jam in the 8th inning, and AJ Puck, he was deployed for the 9th. He has 4 saves on the year. That is a 3-game sweep. I was talking up the Marlins, and then they just lose 3 games in a row. That's the 3rd consecutive series the Diamondbacks have won. They're 12-7. Coming up next, we have the anti-Mariners and Diamondbacks. Kansas City has lost 7 of their last 10. Torkelson, his breakout makes the Tigers an actual big-time threat to where I'm actually afraid of them. 12 extra base hits and 15 RBIs. Riley Green, now he's waking up. His first of 3 base hits. He's been slumping bad lately. Reese Olson, he spun a gem, 5 scoreless. All 5 strikeouts, by the way, were on that changeup. Riley, he was able to rope another base hit. Man, if this guy gets hot and Spencer maintains his improved mechanics, and you have Kerry Carpenter doing his thing, Tarek doing his thing, I don't know, man. Look, Spencer might actually be fixed. That's 16 RBIs. The velocities are up. The barrels are up. The Tigers win 6-1. They're 11-8. And by the way, super random, but Gleyber Torres is hitting .323. They're top 10 in OPS. They're 5th in team ERA. The Tigers, everything is pointing to them also being a 90-plus win team, which is not great for me, a Cleveland fan who just had to watch Gavin Williams and Tanner Bybee look like straight-up T-ballers against the Orioles offense. Gunnar, how did this ball leave? He's got some of the craziest strength I've ever seen for a young player. Now, Cleveland, they did answer with a couple solo shots. Cedric Mullins almost made the catch of the decade. It just barely ticked off his glove. Austin Hedges, Jesus might be coming back because he's pimping home runs. He hit the strut and everything. But again, Baltimore teed off against Tanner Bybee. Ryan O'Hearn, he needed all of that big man strength to get this ball to leave. He has back-to-back games with a home run and multiple base hits. Heston, okay, this is very bad for the rest of the league. Heston was the 2nd overall pick in 2020. He was one of the most highly touted offensive prospects in a long time. He's got 3 extra base hits and 6 RBIs his last 5 games. Tomoyuki Saganu, who tried to go 7. Nolan Jones, I don't know if he got cup checked or that hit his tummy or something like that, but that's assault. Send Ryan Mountcastle to Azkaban. That was on purpose. Now I'm playing Saganu. He did end up going 7, only 3 strikeouts. He's a very weird pitcher. A 3.5 ERA, which is good. He's got a 2.1 walks per 9, very good, but only a 3.4 strikeouts per 9. He's been exactly as advertised. He lives off of making guys put the ball in play and not striking out anyone. Baltimore gets their first series win of the year. They're 8-10. The Guardians are 9-9. So I don't know if this is going to be a thing for the rest of the year, but Schwarber was not leading off in this game. Stoddy's hitting first. That's why this is a bases loaded 2-run single for Kyle in the first. I guess that Harper needs some protection because Harper's been getting pitched around way too much. He has 18 walks on the season already. Nick Castellanos, he's been red hot. He's batting .305 on the year. He scores Harper. Schwarber, he then scored on a wild pitch. Jordan Hicks, I believe in the guy, but he's pitching his way back into a bullpen role right now. Alec Boehm, I don't think Phillies fans believe in this guy. They are running out of patience, so that saves him a little bit of leash. He's batting 173 on the year after that. Matt Chapman, how high was this home run? Matt now has multiple base hits in 3 straight games. He's got 42 doubles and a 130 OPS plus his last 173 games with 30 home runs. Sanchez and Hicks, they both gave up a few runs, but they also both managed to go 7 innings, so I guess shout out to Jordan Hicks for sticking with it. Sanchez struck out a whopping 12 Giants, but before that start, he showed off the defense. He couldn't quite reach second base, so from his bum, he throws it to first base to complete the play. Sanchez, he's got one of the nastiest changeups in baseball. He had 12 strikeouts. Again, that's a new career high. Fitzgerald, he got some help from Barry Bonds a few days ago, and he went yard again. This dude has 23 doubles, 17 home runs, 21 stolen bases, and a 140 OPS plus his last 112 games. The Phillies, they still take it 6-4. They split the series on Jose's 4th save of the year. The Giants are 13-6. The Phillies are 11-8. Oneil Cruz, This is his 4th Cruz missile of the year. He has 4 home runs and 9 stolen bases. That is a almost 40-80 pace. He's on pace for 37 home runs and 84 stolen bases, so I think that would be the first ever 30-80 season. I could be wrong. I know Ronald did go 40-70. By the way, that was off of Trevor Williams, who struck out 2 in the 5th. He leaves after striking out 5 over 5, but he just couldn't hang with Andrew Heaney, who looked like Sandy Koufax 24 hours after the Nationals got diced up by another lefty, Bailey Falter. Heaney goes 7 1/3. He's allowed 6 runs total his first 4 starts. Now, Washington did threaten, but the future Platinum Glover, I think that this is the year that Hayes is going to win it because he's got 3 outs above average already, but Mitchell's been insane. Pete Armstrong's been insane. Just hate saying this, but Brian Hayes is still the free out in the box. He's terrible as a hitter. I don't get it. Dennis Santana completes the W, his 2nd save. By the way, shout out to Dennis Santana. He's reinvented himself as a Pirate. He has a wicked 2.3 ERA since joining them last year in 53 innings. The Pirates are 8-12. The Nationals 7-12. And there we have it. Another recap in the books. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I appreciate all of your support on the series. And that's it. Enjoy the web gems.
Another slow roller, this time to second. Gorman charges, shovels with the glove, and big chopper. JP on a tricky hop, stays with it on to first. And the slider lifted behind first base. Long run for Alonso over the shoulder. Beautiful.
The Cincinnati Reds by way of the Florida Gators. Sky high straight away, and it's Kreidler sliding it.
Leading off as he rolls one to the right side. When he forward the diving stop from his knees, the throw